Hi everyone and welcome to June MOPS. The topic this month is being a fun mum. It's an interesting topic, and so what I thought we could do today is have a little more informal chat with two other mums who most of you will know, Lauren McCallum and Beck Gange, and we're going to just have a chat about what it means to be a mum and have a positive and create positive memories with your kids. So between us, we have 13 kids. The oldest kid is mine, Jonathan is about to turn 14, and youngest, how old?
3 months.
3 months. So we have a range of ages and stages, but we'll be trying to focus our conversation on the preschool years and creating positive memories there. So, hi girls.
Hi.
Welcome. So I probably just thought I would start with just having a chat on what you think it means to be a fun mum, or what that concept means to you.
I think there's a lot of hype about needing to be a fun mum.
Yeah.
And that it has to be big and exciting and all-consuming.
And expensive. Yeah.
And I don't do expensive, I don't do big, I do small. But I think the key to being a fun mum is to be present.
Yeah.
And to be with your kids and be in the moment. And kids find that fun.
Yep. Yeah. What about you, Beck? What does that topic say to you?
I think when I hear of being a fun mum, I feel really insecure because I don't feel like I'm fun in how I should be or how the world tells me. I don't line my kids up for matching photos for Instagram and do the perfect fun things. And I don't feel very fun overall. I'm very routine and probably a bit more strict, and so it makes me feel a bit insecure. I don't feel like a fun mum most of the time.
And I think that's why I got the three of us together, because we're really different mums and we do things differently, and our kids are different personalities, and I wanted to make it really clear that there's not one right way to have fun with your kids and one right way to create positive memories. And I'm probably a little bit more of a spontaneous personality and tend to do crazy things that sometimes I regret.
This is why I don't feel very fun.
And sometimes there's a lot of chaos reigning in our home and in our family. But I think when I thought about the topic, I was thinking, when we want to have fun with our kids, it's so important to just stay true to who you are and not try and be another mum, being who you are. And so sometimes I feel down on myself because I'm so chaotic and a little bit crazy, and I compare myself to other mums who seem routine and organised and feel sad about that. And I think, well, this is who I am, this is who God created me to be, and God gifted me with these particular 5 kids, and we do life together in the way we do it. And sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's wild and sometimes it ends in tears. But I think staying true to who you are and who your kids are is just really key.
And Lauren said something to me the other day, that being a fun mum is actually determined by the kids. If what we do is something that they find fun, and that's helped me even in the past week think about, maybe my kids are having fun and think I'm a fun mum, even if I don't feel like that.
Yeah. Because I think we are influenced a bit by social media or by our friends' stories, and it can really create this tension, this expectation that I need to be a particular type of mum. And I think making our own journey and our own story is what makes our family unique and special, and that's a good thing.
I don't think I actually thought about being a fun mum because I think motherhood is sometimes just making sure everyone's dressed and fed.
And alive at the end of the day.
Asleep again. And then you can get in this rhythm and routine and you don't necessarily think about being fun, particularly in the early stages. But I think I really thought about being a fun mum for the first time when my husband went away for work. So he was away for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and him coming home was always the fun thing before. And they looked forward to seeing Daddy. But without that at the end of the day to look forward to, I needed to make sure that there was something else for them to look forward to in the day. Yeah. And so I had to think about what is it that makes activities fun for them.
Yeah. And so do you have any examples you want to share with us?
Sure. So when he went away for the first time, I introduced the mystery box. Simple box, not very expensive. And all it's got is pieces of paper folded up in it with different activities that they like to do. And they're simple activities like build a cubby house, play a particular board game, or dress ups or something. And it was things that they would usually do, but because I put them in here and we picked out one each day, it was suddenly, what's in the mystery box today? And that's their absolute favourite memory from when they were preschoolers, is having the mystery box.
That's so great. I just love that. That's simple. Doesn't cost a thing.
That's things you already got, already going to do. Like if you're going to make pizzas one day,
put it
in
in.
there.
You don't have to put painting in there. You don't have to have those things.
You don't want to do.
Yes, only the things that are workable. I love it. That's so good. Beck, do you have any examples from preschool days or things that your kids have remembered as fun?
I asked Eleanor the other day, so she's 5, and she said she likes when we curl up in bed reading in bed, not on the lounge, or she likes to have a sleepover. So we've done that a couple of times over the years, and that's something that she has been interested in, but not so much the boys. But one of the things that I did, that I started when they were little, I made Mummy's Day Spa, and I wrote out a menu of services that they could have at the day spa, and they had to, I didn't want to do too many things, so they had to just choose like 1 or 2 above the line. And so it might have been their towel warmed up in the dryer, or the iPad on relaxing music while they were in the bath, or bath salts. They could choose between bath salts or bubble bath, and so they'd get to fill in their little form, and I'd set it all up, and here, sir, here you go. You know.
That's so cute.
So that they really enjoyed doing that when they were little.
Yeah, I spoke to my kids and asked them as well what they thought were fun memories, and I was just interested that so many of them were free things or really low cost things. So my eldest, who is now 14, I asked him about his preschool years, and his happiest fun kind of memory was going to this dodgy park in Penrith with really not even fancy play equipment that we used to drive past to get to my mum's house. We called it the Spider Park because it had one of those climbing webs, and he goes, oh, it was so fun when you would stop there. And so that was...
When we change our plans for them, they think that's really fun.
Yeah, just a little modification from the normal, and I think to pause and be in the moment and go, let's just do that. And if it fits in with life, then take the moment and stop and enjoy it and forget our agenda for a few minutes.
And if it causes some giggles and some fun in the process, it's good.
Yeah.
One of the things that my kids have been saying has been their favourite thing recently is mile-high bubbles in the bath.
Yeah.
And just be able to see this much of them.
And your mum goes, oh, and you just,
bath crayons, or that jelly bath stuff that you put in and then you do the reversing powder.
It's so gross, but so fun. Yeah, some of my kids hate that and some of them love that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the other thing about fun, is that some things will be really exciting for some, especially if you've got a few kids, really exciting for some kids, but not so thrilling for others, and you just need to take that into account and take turns and do things. And I think so sometimes we can do the big fun exciting outings, and other times it can just be the simple things at home. And have you got any stories of when you've tried to have a fun moment and it hasn't quite gone to plan?
I'm sure I have. I can think of, we went to the city once with our kids when I just had the boys and Imogen was a newborn.
So I had 4,
you had 4, yes. So, and your mum came.
Yes.
And we were retracing the steps of Alexander's outing, the Pamela Allen book. So we were in Hyde Park, and we lined them all up at the Archibald fountain and had a beautiful photo, and suddenly Finn's hat blew off and into the fountain, and he's like, oh, my hat, he's like, what, 2.5, 3?
Yeah.
And so we couldn't reach it, which, what can we get? And we got Nana's walking stick. And fished out the hat. He was so embarrassed by that for years. He's given me permission to share it, but it's made a real memory of that day because they both really remember it.
None of us have forgotten fishing the hat out of the Archibald fountain. we had one where, try not to make it too long, where I went to the Easter show with my eldest 3 kids, and we lined up in the Woolworths pavilion to look at something, and I saw that there were superhero things up on the mezzanine floor, and my kids love superheroes, so I thought, let's go and check that out. So we went to check it out, and the person said, come in, and we went in. And they gave us this show bag thing, and they had like a photo booth, and we did all these photo booth things, and then they gave us colouring books, and there was superheroes meet and greet. It was so exciting. I thought, what the heck? What is the Easter show doing all this free stuff, and why are there not more people here? And we had a really good time, and we were just about to leave, and they said, come back for the movie in an hour or 2. So we came back for the movie, and there was popcorn and treats, and it was lovely. And then on exit, someone said, you are here part of the corporate group, aren't you? And it was some invitation-only corporate group.
All the things are free, says Nicola.
And it was so fun. And it was Woolworths, and I don't know if you remember, but those little discs that you could click together. It was about 2 or 3 years ago, and they gave us a complete set of those discs before they were even released at Woolworths. And the kids were stoked, and then we actually weren't supposed to.
What did you say?
And they said, that's okay. We accidentally let you in. No worries. Oh, one of my children was mortified for like years afterwards. She was like, I just don't even mention it. And the boys thought it was the best thing ever, because they went to school saying they had the complete set of the Woolworths things, and people wouldn't believe them. So that kind of didn't go quite to plan. But it was fun. So we think it's a fun memory, most of us, not all of us, but yeah.
We did a first train trip into the city and did the art gallery, because that's something free, and because they love painting and stuff, just showing them. We went and looked at colours and different things that other people had done. But we had a picnic outside with sandwiches that we'd packed beforehand, and the trees outside had dropped all this muck on the ground, but I hadn't noticed that because I was so busy going, we've just got to juggle everything before we get into the art gallery. Anyway, we had these nasty stains on our bottoms that we had to walk around with for the rest of the day. I conveniently had a jumper to tie around my waist, but...
Love it.
Oh, no good.
And that's another thing, like a trip to the city, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
That's not a little thing. But a trip on the train and a walk around Hyde Park or to Darling Harbour or the Quay is like, that's a huge part of my kids' memories. And so every Christmas we take a train trip into the city, and we go and we look at the QVB tree and the windows in David Jones, and we're now getting a bit older. We walk a little bit further and see the tree. This year we saw the tree in Martin Place. And so none of that cost any money other than the train ticket. We pack our own lunch and then buy a treat sometimes, to like an ice cream or something. And yet that's just a huge memory of my kids, and it's something fun to do, a tradition to create, but it doesn't have to cost the earth. And I think that's what I love about it.
And with a preschooler's attention span, you can sometimes do the shorter trips. So we've done to Parramatta on the Mountains Express. So not many stops. You don't have to be as patient.
Yes.
Don't have to use the train toilet.
Although one of my kids think that's the best part of the train. We went from Penrith to Glenbrook, 2 visits to the toilet. That's a nightmare. Carry on. Sorry.
When we got to Parramatta, I hadn't really thought what we were going to do. We walked around a little bit and we walked out of the Westfields, and it was all being set up, but they were actually putting it up at the time for Chinese New Year, and they had lanterns and lights everywhere, but they got to see them doing it, and they were watching the people on the ladders, and it was so exciting. And now they just want to, for years they wanted to go back to watch the people putting up the lanterns and things like that.
Yeah.
And isn't that funny? Like I'd go, they're setting it up, we're too early. But to them, that's exciting to see the scaffolding and the ladders and the workmen. And I think when we start seeing life through the under 5's eyes, not through my old person eyes, and you start to see the magic in the simple, you know, and one where we used to live across the road was a tree that was you could see the seasons in, you know, so you saw the green leaves and then they went to autumn leaves and then there was no leaves in winter. And we used to watch the seasons and talk about the seasons as we went out to do things or if we went on a walk. And Miriam just loved that, like and then collecting a few when it got to autumn. Autumn time is an excellent time.
Did you ever do leaf jumping?
No.
So instead of jumping in muddy puddles, you can go jump in the brown leaves on the ground.
Oh, and they're crunchy.
They're crunchy and it's this whole body experience.
Oh, that is so, yeah, we have gone and jumped around in leaves and that's just super fun.
We've got a tree down the front that's got white flowers and it's just dropped all the petals. And Eleanor and I went down to check the mail and she just scooped them and like threw them up in there. Like, there are bees, stop, you know. That's the kind of mum.
Well, that's just it, isn't it? Like they just think, yay, something fun to scoop, and we think mess or chaos, you know. Yeah. And I think that's just a beautiful thing to stop and just embrace the moment of seeing things through their eyes.
And we've got a tradition in our house where we, around the dinner table, talk about something that we enjoyed during the day. And it's through those moments that you actually go, oh, that thing that I thought was boring was actually really fun for you. And you get to see their little personalities growing and their interests. So someone really loves going to the library. It is the biggest thing for him. We don't do anything exciting at the library. We don't go to any of the programs or anything like that, but he loves going to the library. And being able to choose something for himself, I think, is part of it as well.
Yeah. And it's free.
Not quite free, but we used to, well, I still sometimes take them on a date night or a date outing. And so going to Coorong and getting to choose your kind of cake that you would like from the window or, you know, going out for dinner and choosing or things like that. That's very special. And every holidays we write a list of things that we'd like to do or that they'd like to do, and having a date night is always on the list. So.
Yeah, and I think that when your kids do get a bit older and you have some kids at school, making a list together as to what is enjoyable is a good way when you've got more than one kid to sort of make sure that we're not just focusing on the eldest child's joys, but we're thinking about what everybody will enjoy and taking turns.
But you can do that even when they're preschoolers. You can talk about what they would like to do. And we've, instead of writing a list, is actually drawn the list. So that they can go back to that list and go, I did that. Or can we do that one now?
Yeah. We have a basket of old sheets and old curtains from my mum that's in the garage, and if they want to build cubbies, they're not pulling out all my fresh clean sheets, and because we did that for a while when I was early in my mum days, and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to rewash the sheets, or should I not, so now it's just all these, you know, when the bottom fitted sheet's torn, then the top sheet, and I'll put it in there, and it's crazy floral curtains from my grandmother that are a bit horrendous, but they think it's wonderful to build a cubby under the dining room table using all these wild curtains and sheets. And yeah, it's just fun. That's a really happy memory for them, and to put all pillows underneath and have their lunch under there or something is really exciting.
And play puppies.
Yes.
Eleanor and her little cousins like to play puppies, and I have to act as though they're puppies. That makes it even better.
Yes, you're the owner and you love them.
Clean up after those puppies. Watching old videos of them as kids on your phone, or babies, or when they what was my first word, Mum? Quick, let me have a look. All of those kind of things. They just think is hilarious to go through the old movies and the old photos.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's good.
I think we had a cubby house fail.
Hello. Cubby house fail.
We loved cubby houses and we couldn't understand why this cubby house failed to interest them. Got it all set up, they're excited. 30 seconds in, out, not want to touch for the rest of the day. And I realised I wasn't there. Because I wasn't in the cubby, it wasn't interesting, it wasn't fun anymore. I was there to set it up, but if I wasn't playing there, the cubby house wasn't fun. So just remembering that we need to be there for it to be fun.
Yeah. And getting down on the floor is like so exciting for them, being involved in there.
It's helping them build relationship with you. And if you're doing something that you find fun, if they're doing that and having fun too, you're building the possibility of doing that when they're older too. Like we love board games in our family. And to be able to do that with them from a young age means that we're going to be able to do board games with them when they're older too. It's going to be fun.
Okay, well, I think we might wrap it up for today. Thanks so much for both of you coming, and thanks to you guys for listening. Have a great day.
Thanks, Nicola.